Well, I could see the hip-hop.
I did it all.
The millennium music influences you in that way.
Totally.
Hello, I'm Steven.
And I'm thirsty.
This is Catelyn. We had a double feature today. We saw Snowden and The Magnificent 7.
One was better than the other one.
Really? I thought they were both equally good. I enjoyed both.
I liked them both.
Okay. Well, which one did you think was better?
I thought Snowden was better.
Really?
Really.
Wow, okay.
Best I can tell, you've been walking around on 2 broken legs for weeks.
When do I go back?
You ever again land on those legs of yours, those bones will turn to powder. Plenty other ways to serve your country.
You wanted to be special forces?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to join the CIA?
I'd like to help my country make a difference in the world.
The average test time is 5 hours.
I'm done, sir.
It's been 40 minutes.
38 minutes. What should I do now?
Whatever you want.
The only reason is because The Magnificent 7 ended on
Oh.
a poor note.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say because Chris Pratt didn't take his shirt off.
He also didn't take his shirt off.
Yeah, which
And
was
so
surprising.
Gordon-Levitt, JGL, did take his shirt off.
It was surprising that Chris Pratt wasn't shirtless in Magnificent 7. You would think, given the cowboy setting and just Chris Pratt being in shape, that he
And
would
there
want
was a
to.
woman.
Yeah, that too.
He drank a lot.
Well, I guess I don't want to get into spoilers. At least not yet. So you wanted to see Snowden.
I did.
So what is Snowden about?
Well, it's about Edward Snowden and how he leaked all the government information about the NSA. And that's basically that's it. To the Guardian.
Yeah, no.
Your BFF.
No, they're just the news that I read the most from. I have the bag that they give you when you donate to them somewhere. I don't know. They must have thought I lived in California where they tax everyone, but I don't live there, so it's useless to me. I liked Snowden. It was good. It was like, I really want to know if the trick he did to get the micro USB out of like the NSA base, I want to know if that's real or not.
So it's very clever.
Yeah, I would be very interested to know if that was real. Because basically they had these body scanners, kind of like the TSA at the airport.
I feel like you're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh,
but...
okay. Well, where do you want to start? The beginning?
Oh, continue.
Oh, well, just about this scene specifically, which is what I want to know about, is throughout the movie they show Snowden with the Rubik's Cube, which is first introduced to him by Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Who neither of us knew he was in this movie.
Mm-mm. When he showed up, I was like, oh shit.
He shows up and he's in the background, but
he's like the wise old man.
yeah, as soon as he speaks, you know who that is. And it's Nicolas Cage. That was funny. I liked that.
Oh, we were in a National Treasure movie.
Yeah. He kind of brings you out of it a bit just because he's Nicolas Cage. But he establishes Snowden likes the Rubik's Cube, which was good because when the very first scene where you see Snowden and he has the Rubik's Cube and is playing with it, I'm like, oh god, this is how they establish that this is an intelligent person.
Nerd.
Yeah, that he's a nerd. He's an intelligent person. Oh, because he plays with the Rubik's Cube, which is nerds play with that. It's like, oh god. But the way they implemented it was clever. It was smart. I like that. But the way he gets this microchip, which he copies all these files onto way too quickly. First of all,
Yeah, did not take very long.
yeah, it took 10 seconds. I don't know if they were using USB 3.0. I don't think it was invented at that time.
Maybe he just has fastest computer in the world.
Probably, but regardless, he copies these, very important files onto the little micro USB.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah, a lot. There's a clever scene where his partner knows what he's doing and helps him do it.
All of them knew what he was doing.
Yeah, which I found funny because I felt like they only showed 2 of them explicitly, helping him in some coded fashion. One of them's very explicit because they do American Sign Language, which they also set up earlier, which was okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, if they just pulled it out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that wouldn't make
that would
sense
have been really weird. And so he helps him out. He puts his foot because when he first gets it out of the keyboard, it falls onto the ground, and it's you're freaking out because you don't know if his boss is going to see it or not. And then
how did he get the micro USB into the building?
I feel like it was something that they had already in the base,
Okay.
and he just took it as like a thing to, I don't know.
Or micro SD.
Micro SD. Yeah. I feel like that was something they just had on site. And he didn't bring it in. He just had it on site.
I'll allow it.
Because they were very explicit about no USB, none of that type of
No
stuff.
outside anything.
Yeah, in or out of the NSA base. And so he gets the microchip finally from the ground after his partner helps him out. And he puts it into the slot of a Rubik's Cube. And then he takes the Rubik's Cube to basically the TSA check-in security place. And he tosses it to the dude, because they recognize him. He's been working there for a while. He tosses it to him, puts his bag through the scanner, walks through the scanner. The dude is walking with the Rubik's Cube outside of all of this, trying to figure it out. And then he tosses it to the other security guy, who also tries to figure it out and shakes it or tries to take it apart. And it's a very tense scene, which is funny because I said, I leaned in on do you think is he gonna get out?
And then when that was over, he's walking out into the sunset, going.
Yeah, that.
He might as well have done a.
It was funny. I thought it was funnier when he's walking into the light and his head, the shadow of his head, is
It was turning into an alien.
It was turning into an alien where it's the super long neck and the little bulb at the top. That was funny. So I thought that was very clever the way he got it out, and I want to know if that was real, because he had to have gotten it out somehow.
I'm sure we can fact check it.
We'll do it after. But I like that. It was
that
weird.
That was probably the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
It was good. It was
the best part.
I liked that how at the beginning they didn't go based on true events. It was this is a dramatization of
what happened,
actual events, and it's okay, thank you for not being all of the dumb stuff where it's based on true events, and then it just takes it and just flies with it so far away and removed from what actually happened. So I like that. What did you like about it?
I liked that it kind of gave you time to think. It had very good pacing, and so something would happen, and then you'd be oh, I don't know how I feel about that, and then it would give you time, with Shailene Woodley in there. Those were kind of the, let's take a break. That was the girlfriend.
Oh, right, okay.
Let's take a break. Let's think about what just happened.
Who had a very obvious wig.
Oh, it was terrible.
At the
awful.
beginning. I felt after that it wasn't a wig anymore?
It was.
It still was?
Her hair is short.
Oh, okay. Well, it got better then, because I didn't notice.
It got better. The very first one was pretty terrible, and then when they're hiking and she has a ponytail, it was pretty terrible too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a good, because it's a flashback sequence basically, which it's a flashback, but also still progressing in present time forwards towards something as he's recounting his story to the journalists that are with him, which I never quite I understood.
Those were good break times too.
Yeah, I understood that the old Scottish guy was from The Guardian.
Yeah.
The other guy, what was
Zachary Quinto?
Yeah, what was he from? He was a
The
columnist
Guardian.
at The Guardian as well.
Yes.
Okay, I thought he was third party.
Okay.
And then the girl is a documentarian. Okay, all right, I get it now. But she's not with any. She's
not
independent.
That I saw.
Okay, yeah, I think she's independent then. Okay, so I like that. Yeah, it was interesting just being because I whenever you watch dumb fiction movies, they always have generic news organization. So it was weird seeing.
Well, then they were using the real clips too.
Yeah, well.
In between.
Yeah. Well, for the CNN stuff, I was thinking of whenever they showed Edward Snowden, except JGL.
Yeah.
Because there's a very obvious green.
They put JGL in there instead, and Zachary Quinto in there instead of the actual columnist.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird seeing Spock be
I remember him as a bloody face in American Horror Story Season 2.
Oh, okay. Was that before or after Star Trek 2009?
I don't know.
I think it was after. 2009 was a long time ago. 7 years.
7 years? Oh, I was going to say 5.
7 years.
Dang.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, Snowden was...
He started high school 2nd year.
Apparently. The girlfriend thing was whatever.
She was an important part to the story.
She was just...
To his motivation.
She was something to make him more human. I mean, I know it's based on, you know, actual things and events and stuff, but, like, their relationship was mostly to ground him and also as a way to show him progressing, because they do the circle where at the beginning they're, like, talking about politics and stuff because they're walking in front of the White House during protests, whatever.
It was during war protests.
Yeah, for Bush in the Iraq War. I liked how apolitical it was, because it showed both the criticisms of, you know, Bush at first, and then it switches to Obama, because, you know, Obama came into office and then didn't do anything. So that was just like, okay, yeah. Well,
in that aspect.
Well, yeah. Both sides are, like, totally okay with this sort of thing, until it, of course, you know, comes to public, and then they have to denounce it, which is kind of what, yeah, it was just kind of like what the movie is about. So that was interesting. I'm really interested to read up on it and find out, like, how accurate it was, which I'm sure it was, because I'm sure they talked to The Guardian. I'm sure I mean, Edward Snowden technically, like, gave his blessing because he's in it. At the end, they use, like...
It's robot.
Oh, God,
I saw a whole article that was like, oh, damn it, Edward Snowden's robot is just menacing the White House.
Yeah, there's an ending part where he's speaking to, like, some university or something, and they're asking him questions, and they're like, Edward Snowden of the internet, and it's him on, like, a Segway with an iPad at the top as
basically,
like a robot. It was funny.
It was... You know, both of these movies had terrible, like, last
CGI.
4 minutes.
Oh.
The robot thing was not... That was a real thing.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
That was pretty terrible.
I get it was terrible in that it was just
They could have ended
funny.
it with their fade to white.
Oh.
With Edward Snowden.
They could have. Yeah, I thought it was going to end then, because it was just like him, like, walking out, and it's just like, and then the text would appear of, like, oh, blah, 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 this happened and that happened. So that was funny. I also thought it was funny the part where he is trying to be in the army, and then he, you know, breaks his legs or something, because they were broken before, and he just made it worse and didn't notice, and he's in the hospital bed on the laptop, and the girl messages him asking, are you this pale in real life too?
And then he never messages her back.
Yeah.
And she did they, like, happenstance meet at this cafe?
I don't know.
Was he staring at his computer? Did he, like, screenshot the first message before he answered it?
Because I feel like it's such a...
I feel like if you're going to meet someone, you need to make plans to meet them.
Yeah.
And there was no exchange of phone numbers or
Not that we
anything
saw.
like that.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. But she was able to see that he was visiting her website. Because she mentions that, which is, like, another weird thing of, like, oh.
And then she's, like, talking to other people online later.
Oh, yeah.
She's a little... Her pictures were very pretty.
The other funny part was when he's Skyping his, like, former boss at the CIA.
Oh, yeah, when it's just, like...
A giant wall.
Giant screen.
It's like this entire wall is bare and just a screen, and then, like, Edward Snowden is just sitting at it, or, like, standing at a table.
It was quite the obvious metaphor for Big Brother.
Yeah. I just like the part where,
especially when he's going...
Yeah, when he gets really close. That was funny. He, like, gets close to the camera, like, now tell me, did you lie when I told you about the thing? And Snowden's just like, oh, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I did it this one time, I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, okay.
And then he lies about the lie.
Yeah. Well, of course he had to. He was gonna get kicked out. Yeah, it was good. Like, it was enjoyable. It's not like something... It's no Spotlight. Spotlight was really good. I don't know if it's Best Picture, but, like, it was really good.
Oh, this isn't Best Picture.
I also like the... I would classify this as, like, journalist movie sort of thing. Because it's not really documentary.
Roughly.
I mean, like, that's what it... Part of it is, like, the journalism thing. A big part of it. The other part is just him telling the story. Which is then what they wrote about.
The whole thing is just him telling the story.
Yeah, which is what they wrote about. Because I, like, it's the same to me as, like, Spotlight. It's the same as that Jeremy Renner movie about the CIA feeding drugs to South America, which I liked.
What was that?
I forget. I liked it, though. It was the same year as Nightcrawler and Grand Budapest and Interstellar, 2014. but I forgot what it was called.
We saw it.
And then also, I classify it in the same way as the Watergate movie.
All the President's Men?
All the President's Men. Like, it's in the same
That's
as
my
that.
favorite.
Where it's like, it's pointing out things that happen in real life with, like, a dramatized reenactment of the events.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, what those other movies were.
I feel like those other movies put more emphasis on the...
Oh, for sure. Because, I mean, the main characters were the
telling
journalists.
the story through the journalism.
Yeah, because the main characters were the journalists.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, they're secondary characters. But Snowden, the subject, afterwards never went out and, like, wrote things. It was all them. It's like what he said. He said, like, I gave you the files, now you have to do everything.
I don't know if it's because Joseph Gordon-Levitt just has a very recognizable face. But his Snowden accent,
yeah,
it was very noticeable.
It was noticeable. I could tell that he was, like, speaking... Yeah, he was speaking deeper.
He was doing his Nicolas Cage voice.
I don't know about that. But yeah, JGL's really good.
Yes.
He's a good actor.
He did well.
Yeah.
I got over it eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Snowden is good. So then we also saw...
The Magnificent Seven.
Yes.
What was that about?
Man carries a gun, he tends to use it.
Dan, you dead? Pity. I had just ordered a drink from that man.
Took a job looking for some men to join me.
Is it difficult?
Impossible.
So that is a remake of an older cowboy film in which 7 talented cowboy men in, California in whatever time it took place, probably like late 80s, I think is when the Cowboys happened. I forget. It's like
1880.
Yeah, well, no, it had to be a little bit after the Civil War because one of the characters is a rebel. And then
it said in the beginning, it was like 1890 something.
Yeah, it was like late 80s. So it's basically about these 7 men who band together to protect a town from the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
for no particular reason.
Yeah, that was the problem. The introduction is just setting up the villain. But it's so stereotypical bad guy is bad because he's bad. Like, there's no...
He wants land.
Yeah, but it's just like... It was funny.
It's the gold rush.
Yeah, I guess. Like, that part I understood, but it's like, why does he need to buy their land?
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He can just take it.
He has... The mine is like...
He's giving him a way out.
The mine is like a faraway thing. That's where the gold is. So why does he need to buy this town?
Because they were acting up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was whatever. But yeah, the whole introduction part is like, oh, he's the bad guy. He kills people because he's bad. Because it doesn't give a good reason for really why he's doing what he's doing, which I guess doesn't really matter.
No true motivation.
Yeah, there's just no motivation
Besides
for him.
Money.
Besides, he's an evil dude, and this isn't the first time he's done evil stuff.
And money.
And money too. Yeah. Yeah. So Denzel Washington is basically Django. From Django Unchained, where he's a bounty hunter, and he goes out and gets people who have warrants, and he does that, which is that that first scene just establishes him as Denzel Washington. It's Denzel Washington plays the same character in almost every movie he's in, which is fine because I like him. And then Chris Pratt is in it, of course, and Chris Pratt is very charming, as he always is. Mm-hmm. And then we get introduced to some other guys who.
To some other people that don't really matter.
Yeah, like...
Ethan Hawke was pretty great with his hang-ups on killing people, and then
yes.
he was like, whatever.
Oh, well...
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, like, I leaned to you and whispered, like, Han Solo.
Yes.
Like, when he left, it was like, no, it's just Han Solo. He's just gonna show up when they need him to, and that's what happens. Which is like...
Guns a-blazing.
Yeah, it's just like, this film, you know what you're getting into. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I wanted to see this, because, I mean, not only is it...
I thought I knew too, and then Chris Pratt didn't take off his shirt.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's all your fault.
So that doesn't happen, sadly. No. But what does happen is everything you would expect, which is these guys get together, They take back the town from the small force that's there. They don't immediately take the mine as well, which was weird to me. I thought that they would totally go to the mine and also do that like at the same time, but they do that like a day later or something. I don't know, whatever. It's a dumb thing. And then, of course, they're going to have to face an overwhelming force. They're going to do stuff to try and help themselves have a better advantage. They're going to train the townspeople to fight back as well. Some of them will die, but in the end, they'll kill the bad guy, and the town will be happy. I mean, that's what happens. But it's still, like, enjoyable. There's still, like, tension when, like, the people first show up, and they're, like, running at the place, and the dynamite goes out, and you know some of these people are going to die. How are they going to die? When are they going to die? You don't know that. So it's, like, tense in those moments and stuff, and it is still sad.
It was funny.
Yeah, it had funny lines.
The best part was when Chris Pratt got shot 5 million times and then still managed to blow these people up. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I liked his relationship with the Mexican. Like, their just back and forth was, like, funny. A lot of the back and forth between the characters was, like, funny. Like, when the Indian is like, I'm hungry, and they're like, oh, you can speak...
They're like, really?
You're like, you can speak
Serious?
English? Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, being Chris Pratt, is still charming. Very charming. Denzel Washington is, out for revenge, which, at first, like, I thought they would only touch on it between him and between the conversation of him and the sniper character, Ethan Hawke, who I forget his name. Moon?
Good night. Something.
Good night? Okay, yeah, sure. Who has a cool, like...
Good night, Moon.
Good night, Moon. Who has a cool Asian friend, Billy, who he, like, splits profits with when they go out around and, like, do, like, circus act type stuff with his friend being, like, a...
Or kill people.
Or kill people, too. I mean, he asked for it.
Yeah.
Literally.
One of the bad guys, like, minions, was a guy from Burlesque.
What is that?
That's a Christina Aguilera movie.
Oh.
It didn't win anything because it sucked.
Oh, yeah.
But he's cute.
Which one was he?
He was...
Is he the one who got shot into the coffin?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's really all I focused on in this film.
Apparently.
Who was cute? The Mexican guy was cute.
He was cool.
Yeah, liked him. The brother was cute.
What brother?
The girl's brother. Was he not her brother?
I don't think so.
No, her friend. I don't
Okay.
know. They weren't doing it, so...
Yeah. I thought he was just a townsperson who was concerned.
Hmm.
Yeah. I expected Chris Pratt to live and then stay in the town. But he dies.
Matt Bomer was in the opening credits.
Oh, yeah.
And was only in the movie up until the opening credits.
Yeah, he was the...
Why did he have, like, top billing?
No, he didn't.
On the opening credits, they're like, also
Really?
Matt Bomer. And then I'm like, wait, is he going to be back in the movie? He's
No,
dead
he's a
now.
guest star. I doubt he's even on the poster. I doubt it. Because they have 7 actors. I doubt it.
I'm
But-
just saying.
All right.
I don't know why he was in the opening credits.
So they gave you a recognizable, friendly face, who
And
they
showed
then
me his
kill,
name.
so that you feel angry at the bad guy, so that you
But
want
I
him
didn't,
dead.
though.
No? Oh, all right. I guess you don't feel
I was
it.
angry at the bad guy anyway because he made that kid put his hand in a bottle of dirt.
That wasn't that bad. I thought there was going to be a scorpion inside of
The
it.
kid was so scared.
Yeah.
You don't need to scare children.
He's a bad guy.
They're already
He's a
scared.
bad guy. He has to scare
No, he
him.
doesn't.
Yeah. So, besides like the weak motivation for the bad guy, it was a satisfying film. Good action. Lots of people getting shot.
Until
What?
it was all over.
Oh.
And then they had this CGI version of the town in the background. And then, spoilers, 4 of them die. And the 4 little crosses for their headstones with like an identifying marker just in case you forgot their names.
Which I did.
I totally did.
I didn't know what Chris Pratt's name was.
I didn't either. It was Faraday. But
Yeah. Josh? Jack?
I don't know. And it was all computer stuff. Like, you couldn't have just done that when you were chilling in the town?
Yeah.
Like, did they add it post-production? Because it was...
They wrapped up filming and they forgot.
And they were like, damn it, we don't have a satisfying ending. Ah.
They didn't want to go into someone's backyard and set up 4 crosses.
I'm sure that town was still there.
Was the town ever there? It was probably like on a sound stage. No, it was probably real. Where did they build that actually? That's interesting.
Somewhere in the desert.
I guess.
They have a lot of people that film in Nevada.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like it's a satisfying film. Just because it's like, yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I know everything.
And then it did.
Yeah, I know everything that's gonna happen.
That was it.
And it happens.
And then they ruined it.
Well, it's a dumb CGI. I mean, it didn't ruin it, but it was just like a dumb, like...
It kind of killed it for me.
It was a dumb, like, last thing.
It was
where
very
it's like,
lazy.
Wait. Yeah, it was just like, wait, that's not... That's CGI, that's not real.
It was very lazy.
Why? It was dumb. Yeah, it's like, it was satisfying. I mean, the villain, has to die, and they have, like, a fake out where it's like he like, pulls out a gun from his, like, shoe as Denzel Washington is choking him to death, which I liked.
Pray now!
Yeah, that was... Yeah, when Denzel Washington gets to just, do his thing, it's fun to watch. I like how they didn't even show him killing the 2 guys who go into the building. You just see them. You just see him die, and then he just walks out, and then puts his gun down. He says, just like, what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. It's just him and the main bad guy. I thought the Mexican was still in the church, so I thought it was gonna be like the guy was about to shoot, but then the Mexican was just gonna shoot him in the back or something, and it was gonna end that way. But it ends up.
It had to be the girl. It was her fight to fight.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever her name was.
She looked really familiar.
She's from a girl on the train, but I can't remember where else she's from. Is she the girl in The Lobster from the woods?
The maid? No. I would have recognized her. Because I recognized her in The Lobster. As the maid from the Grand Budapest.
I gotta look it up.
Alright, you look it up. Yeah, I like Magnificent Seven. It's a good cowboy movie. It made me want to play Red Dead Redemption again, which is the Rockstar cowboy game, which is really good. And the music...
Rockstar Cow? Oh, Rockstar.
The developer.
I gotcha.
And it had like certain cues in the music, which I wish had happened more, which it was just like the recognizable Western sound of like the whistle or whatever it is. I don't know what it's called. It might have an official name. Yeah, like that type of thing. It had that, and every time that happened, I was like, yeah, I like Western films.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we get one, like a big one, pretty much every year now. Because 2014 was Django. Last year was Hateful Eight.
That was a good movie.
And now
I did a video of that movie too.
And now we have Magnificent Seven.
Apparently she's going to be in a movie with your boy Christian Bale.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Called?
She is a girl on the train.
Okay, we know that.
Called Weightless.
Oh, okay.
She was in Hardcore Henry, the nurse girl.
So would you recommend Snowden?
Yes.
Would you recommend Magnificent Seven?
Stop it after they kill the dude in the church.
Just get up and leave.
Yeah, just
get up and leave.
See you later.
It's done. I would recommend Snowden to anyone who's interested in it.
I would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's where I know her from.
What?
She's in the movie Music and Lyrics with Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore.
Oh, okay.
She is the pop star, Cora Corman.
Okay. I would recommend Magnificent Seven to most everyone. Because it's just a dumb action.
It's a good movie.
It's a dumb action film.
I feel like Clint Eastwood movies, or I feel like My Stepdad and Tombstone is your the favorite movie of all time.
I feel like Clint Eastwood movies are more well made.
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe not his recent stuff. I mean, his recent stuff has been fine. It's all propaganda anyway. Yeah, Magnificent Seven's good. I like Magnificent Seven a lot. It was a fun cowboy film, which we don't get enough of. I mean, we get at least one every year, but still, I like cowboy. I like the setting. It's a fun setting. Mm-hmm. There's just like a weird...
I feel like it would have done better as a summer movie. I know it's like number 1 right now, but
I
feel like it would have been a good summer movie.
It was better than Suicide Squad. It was a better.
Oh, good lord.
It was a better gathering.
You don't need to get me started on that.
It was a better gathering of unique individuals, more so than Suicide Squad.
The Teletubbies was a better gathering of unique individuals than Suicide Squad
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I would recommend both. Snowden, small caveat. I think people would find it boring.
I think Snowden is necessary to think about
Stay woke.
what's allowed in our country.
Stay woke.
Exactly. Woke AF.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you can follow Caitlin on Tumblr at Caitlin B.
Like a buzzing bee.
B with 2 E's. You can follow me on Twitter at number 8 Axel.
And Facebook and Instagram.
No, don't.
Tumblr.
Just Twitter.
And Snapchat. Follow me on Snapchat.
I mean, sure.
At Caitlin B.
Yeah. Was that really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
That's what it is.
It's been so long since I've seen any usernames anywhere. It's nice that you can just use your real name in most places now, instead of like XX Axel X0898.
Random core 67.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right.
Rar 85.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you in the future.